answers you have given thus far. Witness, can you describe to us with more detail what installations, what facilities and equipment were found at Kampong Chhnang Airport? What did you see exactly? Was there a landing pad, and can you describe its specifications and also give us other information regarding any other facilities on that airfield?
Answer. Concerning Pochendong airfield, where I came to attend a training session, I could not give my estimate how large the airport was. I stayed in a brick house at that time.
Alors, il y a peut-être un problème de compréhension.
Perhaps there is a problem of understanding. I'm not talking of Pochendong Airport, but Kampong Chhnang Airport. Can you tell us whether there was a landing pad at that airport, and can you describe to us the dimensions of that strip?
Answer. At Kampong Chhnang airfield, the runway was 1,800 meters long. There were 2 runways, and the width was about 50 meters.
Et si on...
And if we were to compare it with the runways that existed elsewhere, as in Pochendong, for instance, did it have the same dimensions at the Pochendong runway? Was it longer or shorter?
Answer. I have no idea about the runways of Pochendong Airport. As I stated earlier, the width of the runway in Kampong Chhnang airfield was about 50 meters, and there was fence surrounding that airfield.
Est-ce que vous pourriez nous décrire...
Can you tell us whether there were caves in the mountains that were dug in the mountains, and can you describe them to us?
There was a group to dig the cave for hiding airplanes.
Et est-ce que vous savez quel type d'avion?
And can you tell us what kinds of planes had to be hidden in those caves?
Answer. I have no idea what types of planes hidden at that place. I was told that there were caves for keeping airplanes out of sight.
Mais c'était pour cacher des avions.
Was that for the purpose of hiding civilian planes or military planes?
Answer. From what I knew, they were military airplanes.
Je voudrais qu'on revienne.
I would like us to backtrack and go back to the period when you joined the revolution. On Friday, when you testified, you stated that you joined the revolution at the age of 18. Can you tell us whether you joined the revolution voluntarily or otherwise?
ខ្ញុំបាទសូមជម្រាបជូន
Answer. I was not a voluntary soldier at that time, and I was forced to join the army.
Et on a fait pression sur vous?
Did you do so under pressure? And if yes, what kind of pressure was brought to bear on you?
ខ្ញុំបាទសូមជម្រាប
Answer. Then my father was called to attend a meeting, and my father was told that if he did not allow the children to go into the battlefield, the parents would be mistreated, and children were forced to join the army.
Donc vous êtes engagé parce qu'on a menacé votre...
So you were forced to join the army because they threatened your father, and they made you feel coerced to join the army.
Answer: yes, that is true.
Est-ce que à partir du moment où vous avez rejoint les gens...
As from the time when you joined the army, did you attend any indoctrination sessions where you taught the revolutionary doctrine, and what did it consist of?
Answer: we were instructed about the revolutionary lines, and we were also instructed about feudalism, capitalism, and reactionist groups. Correction from interpreter: reactionary groups.
Est-ce que l'on vous a dit qu'il fallait avoir de la haine vis...
Were you told that you had to hate members of that group?
គេបានបំប្រក់បំពន់
Answer: we were indoctrinated to get revenge against the feudalists, capitalists, and reactionaries.
Et quand on vous disait qu'il fallait...
And when you were told that you had to take revenge against them, what did you understand by that? Did it mean that they had to suffer any particular fate, that they had to be killed? What were you told?
Answer: we were told to take revenge against reactionaries and capitalists. We were also told to liberate the poor class.
De quelle façon devait s'exercer la vengeance?
How were you supposed to take revenge? What was the fate that had to be reserved for those classes? Did those classes have to be eliminated?
Answer: we were indoctrinated at that time that we had to eliminate the capitalist reactionary classes in Cambodia.
avant que vous ne rentriez dans la Révolution,
Before you joined the revolution, you were a monk and you studied at the pagoda. Is that correct?
Chimbat
Answer. I was staying in the pagoda at the age of 6, and after that time I was admitted in the Buddhist school, and I got an associate degree at that time.
est-ce que vous pouvez nous dire ce que l'on vous enseignait
Can you tell us what you were taught during indoctrination sessions with regard to religion, Buddhism, or any other religions, be they the Christian or Muslim religions? And if they spoke about such religions, what were you told about them?
នៅពេលដែលខ្ញុំបាទត្រូវ
Answer. In the doctrination session, we were told to get angry with other religions, and we were told that the religion was a suppression class, and at that time they mentioned that I was a petty bourgeoisie as a monk.
Avez-vous été
Did you witness any maltreatment of monks, or did you witness any damage done to the pagodas?
ខ្ញុំបាទសូមជម្រាបជូន
Answer. From 1970 to 1973, nothing happened. Monks could stay in their monkhood at that time.
et après 1973
How about 1973, or after 1973, or after 1975? What happened? Did you witness anything in particular?
ក្រោយឆ្នាំ
After 1973, monks were instructed to work in the field, and they were also to build bridges at various work sites. And all monks were deprived in 1975.
C'est quelque chose que vous avez personnellement vu
Is there anything? Is that anything that you saw with your own eyes, or you were told only?
ខ្ញុំបាទผมបាទ
Answer. I did not witness this situation. My colleagues who joined me later told me about this. I was in the front battlefield at that time.
Est-ce que vous avez été témoin de la destruction
Did you witness the destruction of religious edifices, whether we are talking of pagodas or churches?
ខ្ញុំបាទសូមជម្រាប
Allow me to tell the court. I would like to a little bit backtrack. I saw the demolition of the Christian church when I was a soldier. I witnessed this incident.
C'était où?
Where was that?
They destroyed a Christian church west of Wat Phnom.
Et savez-vous s'il y a eu des destructions de pagodes?
Do you know whether any pagodas were destroyed? For instance, did you notice that statues were demolished in pagodas?
នៅពេលនោះ
Answer. At that time, I did not know yet that pagodas and statues were demolished.
Vous l'avez su après?
Did you get to know about that later on? And what exactly did you get to know about?
ខ្ញុំបាទសូមជំរាប
Answer. Later I did not witness any other destruction of pagodas. I witnessed only one time, that is the destruction of a Christian church.
Est-ce que vous avez des amis qui ont...
Do you have any friends who were monks with you previously and whom you met subsequently? And can you tell us what their experiences had been and what had happened?
ខ្ញុំបាទ
Answer. I had a friend or some friends who were monks, and I was told that pagodas at the real battlefield were destroyed, and they were turned into a handicraft place.
Je voudrais maintenant qu'on aborde...
I would like us to broach another subject, and I have a few questions on such subjects. To complete the questions put by the co-prosecutor this morning regarding the meeting during which an audio recording was broadcast which purportedly contained the confessions of Ta Un and Ta Kum, who were your superiors. Do you know where those sound recordings, those audio recordings were from? Were you told what those recordings were all about?
ខ្ញុំបាទសូមចែកជូនអង្គ
Answer. When all soldiers, including the handicapped ones, were called into a study session, we were told that the biography, and we were asked whether we would like to know about the biographies of our senior cadres or supervisors.
Et cela concernait exactement quel cadre?
And which cadres exactly were talked? This morning mention was made of Ta Un and Ta Kum. Were there any other cadres apart from those two?
គេនិយាយសម្ដៅទៅលើ
They were mentioning about Ta Eun and Kum, who were accused of being traitors.
Et est-ce qu'on a dit
And did they say where they got those confessions and where they had been recorded?
Nơi bênនោះ
Answer. We were not told that where the confessions were taken from, and we were told that these were the confession of your superior, and we were asked to concentrate. And during that time, we could hear the sounds from the recording, and we realized that it was the voice of our supervisors.
Est-ce que vous avez entendu parler de S21?
Did you ever hear of S21?
ខ្ញុំបាទ
Answer. After I listened to the recording, they announced that you all comrades, your supervisors, had been sent to S21.
Donc, c'est sur la base
So it was on the basis of those confessions obtained at S21 that your superiors were publicly accused of being traitors. Is that correct?
បាទ
Answer. Yes, that is correct.
Alors, on ne va pas discuter du contenu
We will not discuss the contents of those documents, but you gave some information this morning regarding that, following questions put to you by the co-prosecutors. And they said that their statements showed that they wanted to overthrow the Khmer Rouge regime. And you stated, unless I am mistaken, that you noted that weapons and ammunition were transported. What do you have to say more specifically regarding what you saw with your own eyes? What exactly was transported? And what made you think that there was a plan to overthrow the regime?
នៅពេលនោះខ្ញុំបាទឃើញ
Answer. At that time, I saw weapons were transported, and I asked why weapons were loaded and kept at that place.
Mais est-ce que vous pouvez être un peu plus précis?
No, can you be more specific? Those weapons were transported from what location to which other location? Where were those weapons stored? And what made you think that they were going to be used to overthrow the regime?
ភ្លើងដែលគេដឹកទៅ
Answer. As for those weapons, and the weapons were transported towards Phnom Penh direction, and the senior people had a discussion that they wanted the soldier to have a better living condition and to have a salary as well.
Which leader are you speaking about? Are you speaking about Ta Eun and about Ta Kim? Or are you speaking about other leaders?
Cứ
Answer. It was Ta Eun who mentioned this.
So, Ta Eun spoke to his troops, to his men, and he told them that he wanted them to be better treated and he wanted them to receive a salary. Must I understand that?
bạn
Answer. Yes, he stated this.
But did he say that it was necessary to overthrow the regime in order to arrive at that desired result? Did he speak about a coup d'etat? Did he speak about seizing power?
What he said was that in order for soldiers to receive wages and to live comfortably, we had to react and overthrow the decay regime.
And is this something that you heard personally? Or is this what you heard during the broadcast, during the audio broadcast of the confessions coming from S21 apparently?
I heard through the confession from S21.
Bien.
Fine. Okay, let's forget about the S21 confessions for the moment. This is an issue that the chamber will consider later. But beyond what you heard in these confessions, you personally, did you attend a meeting during which Ta Eun said that it was necessary to overthrow the DK regime?
Yes, I heard that.
Est-ce que vous...
And can you tell us when, upon which occasion, and when did this happen?
I heard it during the meeting. He said that the regular force soldiers would be sent to the front battlefield, and for the disabled soldiers, we would lend our hand in the packaging food in order for us to overthrow the decay regime by attacking Phnom Penh.
And do you remember the date when this meeting was held?
No, I cannot recall the date.
And back then you were still part of Unit K4, or were you in Phnom Penh? Were you north of Pochentong? Where were you exactly?
At that time, I was in the regiment of K4, situated at the north of Pojantong Airport.
You described the working conditions over there, and therefore back then, had you already undergone poor treatment because you were being re-educated? Were you already being re-educated at that moment? Or was it before?
At that time, I was not yet sent for the education. I was still assigned to work in a rice field.
So, re-education began how much time before? Did it start after Ta Eun and Ta Kit's arrest? And if yes, how long after?
After the Un and the Kumt and other leaders had been arrested, Southwest cadres came to take over and manage my unit. Later on, I was sent for tempering at Regiment 310 located at Khmuing, Kop Srau.
Were there several meetings in which Ta Eun spoke about this project of overthrowing the regime? Or was there only one meeting when he spoke about that?
I personally only knew for one meeting.
And how many people attended that meeting?
The meeting was all for all the cadres, the combatants, and for disabled soldiers like myself. So it means the meeting was held for the entire division.
So, how many people did this represent? If I understood well, your unit of disabled people was already made up of 600 people. So, you're speaking about the entire division? How many people did this represent?
I cannot recall how many soldiers in the entire division. I simply knew that all the regular soldiers and the disabled soldiers were instructed to attend that meeting.
Where did this meeting take place exactly?
I recall that I was asked to attend the meeting, which was held at a location north of Wat Phnom.
So it was in Phnom Penh, correct? This meeting took place in Phnom Penh, correct?
បាទ
Yes.
And the weapons had been brought to Phnom Penh. Were the weapons already there when the meeting took place?
នៅពេល
While the meeting was held, the weapons were already stationed outside.
Donc les armes
So the weapons had been brought to the place where the meeting was being held, or were the weapons taken elsewhere?
The weapons were being stored at another location.
et vous savez où
And do you know where these weapons were stored, therefore?
I, as a disabled soldier, was not allowed to see where it was stored, where the weapons were stored.
But you saw these weapons in Phnom Penh, correct? Or were you only told that the weapons had been brought to Phnom Penh? And if you were told that these weapons had been brought to Phnom Penh, who told you that?
I personally did not see the weapons. I only heard the senior cadres speaking among themselves that the weapons had been brought in.
So it is Ta'un who said that the weapons had arrived in Phnom Penh, correct?
Yes.
est-ce
And did he say when the coup d'etat was supposed to happen?
He said that you all cameras wait and see, and we will do it when time permits.
So he did not give a specific date, but did he say that this coup d'etat was going to happen soon, quickly, or did he give any kind of indications?
To my knowledge, no precise indication was told. He only emphasized on the fact that soldiers should receive wages and that we should live comfortably and that we should be authorized to visit our parents.
Did anybody protest? Any of the people attending this meeting, did any of them protest, or did all of the people at the meeting agree with the project?
During the meeting, I did not see anyone who expressed their opposition or refusal.
Can you tell us how long after this meeting Ta-eun and Ta-kum were arrested?
Et est-ce que vous
And can you, of course I understand that it's difficult, but can you provide us with dates? Do you remember the date when all of this happened?
I cannot recall the date. However, the night after the meeting, those commanders had been arrested at the division.
So, according to you, do you believe that they were betrayed? Do you believe that Ta-eun and Ta-kum were betrayed?
It is my personal view that the Un and the Kum betrays the DK regime.
D'accord.
Fine, but did anyone betray them, denounce them?
I did not know about that.
How did you learn, therefore, that they had been arrested 1 day after the meeting, in fact? Is this something that you witnessed, or is this something that you were told? And do you know who arrested them?
I did not know those who arrested them. The Kum and the Un were called to go to Phnom Penh, where they were arrested.
So therefore, how do you know that they were arrested 1 day after the meeting?
After the 1 day after the meeting, which was chaired by him, he was arrested. And later on, we were called to attend the study session and the meeting where his confession on tape was being played.
Et cette
How long after did this re-education meeting happen?
To my best recollection, it was 2 days after he had been arrested.
donc
So, if I summarize all of this, you attended a meeting that was chaired by Ta-eun, and this meeting brought together the soldiers of your unit of disabled soldiers. There were also soldiers coming from the entire division, and this meeting took place in Phnom Penh, next to the Wat Phnom. And during this meeting, Ta-eun said to the people attending that they should be better treated, that they should receive a salary, that they should be able to go visit their family, and he stated that it was necessary to overthrow the regime. Then following this, he also said that there were weapons that had arrived in Phnom Penh. Then following this meeting, Ta Eun and Ta Kim were arrested. It was 1 day after the meeting. And 2 days after their arrest, there was a re-education meeting during which the sound recording of their confessions was broadcast. Did I correctly summarize what you said?
Yes, that is correct.
Voilà.
Thank you. I have no further questions to put to the witness, Mr. President.
President, it is now appropriate for our lunch break. We take a break now and resume at 1:30 this afternoon. And court officer, please assist the witness during the break time at the waiting room for witnesses and experts, and have him return to testify this afternoon again at 1:30 this afternoon. And the Chamber would like to inform the parties and the public that this afternoon the Chamber will conduct a swear-in ceremony of a new investigator by the edict of the Ministry of Justice, and the proceedings will commence at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Parties who are invited to attend the proceedings are the co-prosecutors or their representative, the greffier, and the new investigator. Please be ready in the room before 1 p.m. And if other parties who wish to attend as visitors, you may do so. Otherwise, please make your presence known only after the swearing-in proceedings conclude, around 1:20. Thank you. And security personnel, you are instructed to take Kirsampon to the waiting room downstairs and have him return to attend the proceedings in this courtroom before 1:30 this afternoon. And that is after the swearing-in proceedings was concluded. The court is now in recess.